William Saliba is already been hailed as one of the best defenders in the Premier League, but every time I hear fans and pundits wax lyrical about him, one thing always crosses my mind. Have you guys forgotten how rare it is to see a centre-back this good at such a young age? Even Virgil van Dijk, the gold standard for defenders, once admitted that he wasn't as good as Saliba at his age. At 22, Van Dijk was still playing in Scotland, and Saliba was already dominating the Premier League. While Saliba's impressive stats and performances garner attention, his growth potential is even more exciting. Let's dive into what makes Saliba a legend in the making. Please like and subscribe for more football content. Kylian Mbappe might be the most famous son of Bondy today, but the town is also incredibly proud of another of its own, William Saliba. The connection between these two stars goes deeper than you might expect. Did you know that these two footballers, now considered among the best in their respective positions, attended the same primary school? It gets even more fascinating when you learn that Mbappe's father was once Saliba's coach. Crazy, right? Okay, so here's how it all played out. Born and raised in Bondy, Saliba began his footballing journey at the local club, AS Bondy, in the northeastern suburbs of Paris. At just 6 years old, Saliba joined the club where he had Kylian Mbappe as a teammate. In the AS Bondy Academy, Saliba was coached by a bunch of youth coaches, and one of them was none other than Wilfred Mbappe, Kylian's father. After 8 years at Bondy, Saliba moved to FC Montfermeil, another youth club in Paris's eastern suburbs. He spent 2 years there before being scouted by Saint-Étienne. By the time he was 17, Saliba had developed into a commanding and powerful central defender, making his professional debut with the team. What does it take for a 17-year-old defender to convince one of Europe's biggest clubs to spend £27 million? For William Saliba, the answer lay in his remarkable performances during his debut season at Saint-Étienne. Saliba's impact in League One in his debut season was nothing short of extraordinary. In his 16 appearances in the league, the teenager helped Saint-Étienne keep 7 clean sheets. But there were more equally impressive stats. He averaged 46 passes per game with an 86% accuracy rate, demonstrating his composure and technical ability on the ball. Defensively, he was a standout performer, averaging 2.3 tackles won, 2 interceptions, and 3 clearances per game. In aerial duels, he proved his strength, winning 2 per match. He also blocked 10 shots and won 63% of his duels, numbers that reflected his all-around defensive quality. What makes these numbers even more remarkable is the competition Saliba faced at the team. The squad included seasoned professionals like Matteo Debuchy and Neven Subotic, and another talented youngster, Wesley Fofana, who would later make a name for himself at Chelsea. Yet Saliba earned his spot and stood out as a key player, displaying maturity far beyond his years. Arsenal, who at the time was managed by Emery, had been monitoring Saliba closely. The Gunners were scouting for talented youngsters across Europe to replace the aging players in their squad. And after signing Dani Ceballos from Real Madrid and a young Gabriel Martellini from Brazil, they swiftly beat Tottenham to the signing of Saliba. As part of the agreement, the teenager returned to Saint-Étienne on loan for the 2019-20 season, allowing him to continue his development in familiar surroundings. And just like his first season in League One, his second there was impressive. Although injuries got in the way, at just 18 he played 17 games across all competitions and helped his team keep 6 clean sheets. One of his standout achievements that season was guiding them to the 2020 Coupe de France final. Unfortunately, he didn't get to play in the big game due to some messy circumstances. The final was delayed because of COVID-19, and by the time it was rescheduled, his loan had expired 2 weeks earlier. Talks to extend the loan didn't go smoothly. If Saliba had played, Arsenal would have owed Saint-Étienne €2.5 million. And to make things more complicated, the French club wanted complete control over his training sessions during the extension. Arsenal didn't agree to the terms, so Saliba returned to North London, missing out on what could have been a fairy tale ending with his boyhood club. Back at Arsenal, things didn't go as planned. Saliba made his first appearance in a pre-season friendly against MK Dons in August 2020 and was on the bench for the Community Shield win over Liverpool, but he was left out in the cold when it came to competitive matches. Arsenal decided not to register him for the Premier League or Europa League squads, leaving him stuck playing for the under-23s. Frustrations began to mount, and it showed when he picked up a red card in one of the youth games. It was clear something had to give. Arsenal needed to find a way to get the talented youngster back on track, so they sent him on a 6-month loan to Nice in January 2021. It was a lifeline for Saliba, a chance to get regular first-team football and remind everyone why he was so highly rated in the first place. Saliba's time at Nice raised a big question. Was Arsenal about to fumble a generational talent? The youngster didn't waste any time proving how good he was there. No opposition player managed to dribble past him in his first 10 games. He had some standout performances too. Against Metz, he was voted Nice's man of the match. Then against Lens, he was put on another clinic that even L'Equipe, known for being stingy with compliments, couldn't ignore. They wrote, "He guides and instructs the defense," giving the impression he's been there for a long time. He just arrived, but he has already shown he's the boss of the defense. Saliba's consistent performances earned him Nice's Player of the Month award for January 21. And to top it all off, he capped his loan spell with a bang, scoring the winning goal in a big away game against Lyon. It was the kind of moment that made you think, why isn't this guy already bossing it at Arsenal? Saliba's loan spell at Nice showed precisely why he was so highly rated, but it also left Arsenal fans scratching their heads. At 19, he proved he had all the talent and leadership to succeed at the top level. The big question was, would Arsenal finally give him the chances he deserved? Or were they on the verge of letting a future superstar slip through their fingers? It seemed Arsenal was saying to Saliba, one more loan and then we'll see. So off he went again, this time to Marseille, and it was there, in the south of France. The boy became a man. In July 2021, Saliba joined Marseille for the 21-22 season. And what a season it turned out to be. He played 52 games and was instrumental in Marseille reaching the semi-finals of the inaugural Europa Conference League and securing Champions League football for the following season. Saliba's performances didn't just impress Marseille fans. They caught the attention of everyone in Ligue 1. By the end of the campaign, he was named Ligue 1 Young Player of the Year and earned a spot in the Team of the Year. Marseille was desperate to keep him, and other top European clubs began sniffing around too. But Saliba had his heart set on proving himself in North London. He made it clear he wanted to return to Arsenal, and it was like everything clicked when he did. Since returning, Saliba has become one of the Premier League's finest defenders, commanding the backline with a composure and authority that belies his age. Week after week, he delivers performances that make you wonder, is there any centre-back in the league as good as him right now? What do you think? Talk to us in the comments section if you feel there's any other centre-back better than Saliba. For years, Virgil van Dijk has been the undisputed king of centre-backs, not just in the Premier League, but probably the world. No one seemed close, but now, you have to admit William Saliba is right there in the conversation. And if you're following Arsenal, you know just how crucial he is to the team. Think back to his first full season in the Premier League. Saliba was an absolute revelation. He led the league in possession won in the defensive third, showing just how smart and sharp he is at reading the game. But it wasn't just about the numbers, you could see it. He brought a calm, commanding presence to Arsenal's defence, making everything look solid. Saliba started every single one of the first 27 games of the 22-23 season. During that stretch, Arsenal looked unstoppable. A win percentage of 77.8%, 11 clean sheets, and only 25 goals conceded. With him at the heart of the defence, you probably believed this was finally Arsenal's year to lift their Premier League trophy. And then it happened. Saliba got injured in March. At first, Arsenal fans must have thought, we can cope. But as the games went on, it became clear they couldn't. The defensive structure started to crack, the clean sheets disappeared, and suddenly, the title slipped through their fingers. If you're an Arsenal fan, you probably saw tweets like this. Saliba is an absolute joke of a player. It hurts my soul that this man missed the entire title run-in. Do you think Saliba's injury was the key reason Arsenal fell short in the title race? Let us know in the comments below, because it's a debate that's still raging. What isn't up for debate is Saliba's meteoric rise to the top. At 20, he made the Ligue 1 Team of the Year selection. At 21, despite missing 11 games due to injury, he was named in the PFA Team of the Year. And then came the 23-24 campaign. Saliba didn't just bounce back, he set a new standard. Arsenal's defence, marshalled by the Frenchman, conceded only 29 goals in the league, the fewest by any team that season. Saliba himself was dribbled past just 8 times in 38 games. But here's the stat that highlights his durability and importance. Saliba played every second of Arsenal's 38 Premier League matches, becoming the first outfield player to achieve that feat in the Premier League era. Unsurprisingly, he was again named in the PFA Team of the Year. His unreal performances in 2024 had one fan tweet, Saliba yesterday. Responsibility. He's the soul of the backline. and he handles that responsibility with the carefreeness of a child. Don't normalize it. He's only 22 and leading a second consecutive title charge. There's nothing normal about it. Honestly, it's hard to argue with that. Even Kylian Mbappe, Saliba's old French buddy from Bondy, would back it up. After Mbappe was named France's football best French player of the year for the 4th time, he admitted Saliba wasn't far behind. His exact words were, "We have to be fair. William Saliba would have deserved it as well." And Mbappe wasn't just being polite, the voting was tight. Mbappe snagged the top spot with 56 points, but Saliba wasn't far off with 51. For a centre-back, that kind of recognition is practically unheard of, and it speaks volumes about how much of a force he has become. 2024 also marked a turning point for Arsenal on the world stage. 4 of their players were ranked for a Ballon d'Or, but Saliba's name stood out. For a defender, a position often overlooked in these awards, to rank that high was huge. Think about it. The last time an Arsenal men's player made it to this level was Thierry Henry back in 2006. That's nearly 2 decades ago. And as if that wasn't enough, Saliba was named in the 2024 FIFA Pro World 11 as one of the best centre-backs in the world. At just 22, he's not just living up to the hype, he's making a case to be the best out there. The kid from Bondy is now one of the best defenders on the planet, and he's only getting started. If you enjoyed the Saliba story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more exciting content like this. And don't go anywhere yet. Click on the next video for another thrilling football story you won't want to miss. See you there.